Hi, welcome to Matrix Navigate 4. We're doing something a little bit different. We're going to do some reactions. This video is about 30 minutes long. Um, I'm glad that you joined me today. Uh, I hope that you like everything. We're going to be talking about current events and how people are navigating through the Matrix, and maybe it will help you out. And let us know how it helped you out in the comments. So let's get started.
So we have some breaking news in New York. There's a group that is a civil action group against ICE. And basically what they do is anytime there's an ICE apprehension, they go there, they make sure that they're not being abused, they make sure that the people understand their rights. This is a civic duty type of an organization. And they have a signal chat group. Well, apparently somehow ICE was able to hack their group and then was able to get a copy of all of their chats and then send it to other federal agencies and local police agencies, labeling them as a terrorist group. And this is crazy because, first of all, Signal is supposed to be encrypted. So how were they able to do that? Well, we know that ICE has contracted with an Israeli security software firm that is able to hack phones. So even if you're on an app like Signal or WhatsApp and it's supposed to be encrypted, it's not encrypted if your phone has been hacked, because anything that you do on your phone is going to be subject to being spied on. And I think that that's probably how they were able to get these messages. But what's more concerning is not only are they hacking into people's phones, getting their private conversations, but all of this was done without a warrant. And that's what nobody's talking about. Warrantless searches of your phone are still illegal in the United States of America unless you are going through customs at a point of entry in the United States. Then they can do it. But if you're just in New York and you're just doing your own business, they're not supposed to be able to do this. And yet there is no government investigation as to how they were able to hack into this, and the fact that no judge ever signed off on it. Story is too important to let it die out. Please share this with everybody you know, and especially if you think that your text messages on Signal or other encrypted apps are actually encrypted, think again.
Trump is nothing more than a distraction. You see, this current system is falling apart. People are seeing the cracks in it. They're waking up to the deception and the lies. So what do the controllers of this world do when they see the people are waking up? They give you a false hope. They send you a savior so that you go, everything will be okay. This person is actually on our side. This person is going to solve all the problems. And the only reason they do that is because then you stay stuck. You stay doing what you're currently doing, which is generating money for them, working as a slave for the parasite class. That's all they do. It's false hope so that you don't rise up and overturn them. You say, oh, well, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and he will sort it out. No, he won't. He's going to destroy things even more. He's there only to give you false hope. The truth is, you are a powerful creator. You have the ability to create in your life whatever you want, but they keep you stuck as a slave, generating money and power for them. It's time to wake up, people. It's time to unite and start working together and create this new earth that has been talked about for millennia. We can do it. Working together, we are abundant and we are powerful. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Is any of it real? Look at it! A world built on fantasy. Synthetic emotions in the form of pills. Psychological warfare in the form of advertising. Mind-altering chemicals in the form of...
This right here.
brainwashing seminars in the form of media. Controlled, isolated bubbles in the form of social networks. Real? You want to talk about reality? We haven't lived in anything remotely close to it since the turn of the century. Turned it off, took out the batteries, snacked on a bag of GMOs while we tossed the remnants in the ever-expanding dumpster of the human. We live in branded houses, trademarked by corporations, built on bipolar numbers, jumping up and down on digital displays, hypnotizing us into the biggest slumber mankind has ever seen. You have to dig pretty deep, kiddo, before you can find anything real. We live in a kingdom of... a kingdom you've lived in for far too long. So don't tell me about not being real.
I like that.
This is the only confirmed evidence of interdimensional travel, and it's absolutely terrifying. In 1953, deep beneath the Nevada desert, the U.S. military established Base 46, a classified research facility testing experimental drilling technology. Dr. Richard Hayes, the lead scientist, designed an elevator system that could descend beyond the Earth's crust. On March 15, 1954, the first manned descent began. The elevator was supposed to go down 2 miles, but something went wrong. Dr. Hayes descended for exactly 11 minutes, according to surface monitors. When he returned, his watch showed 11 minutes had passed, but Hayes insisted he had been down there for 80 years. Hayes described a world below where sound existed before light, where he met versions of himself from different timelines. Military psychiatrists declared him insane, but 3 days later, surveillance footage showed Hayes hadn't aged a single day in those 11 minutes. His body temperature was 15 degrees below normal, and his blood contained minerals that don't exist on Earth. Base 46 was sealed permanently in 1955. Hayes disappeared from all records. The question remains,
I don't like when videos cut off like that. Have you guys ever experienced anything like that? Like, excuse me, something interdimensional? What I mean by that, like, you would jump timelines. So, you know you're in this timeline, but something shifted, or you felt something vibrate, or you felt something moved, and then you were moved to another dimension, but in the same timeline. Something along those lines. Anybody ever experienced that? If so, let me know in the comments.
Things that are going on lately. You know those northern lights that people have been seeing a couple days ago? Those aren't supposed to be red. There's a video going viral of a girl speaking about the political state of the world, and on everybody's phone it glitches after she says the word Syria. Trump is now suddenly encouraging the release of the Epstein files. That's a little suspicious. There's been a traumatic upscale of murders in Sudan that the news networks haven't been covering, and it was only talked about for like a day. I've made several videos in the past on my account about missing persons cases, and now they're being censored. People across the world are experiencing the burnt toast theory stronger than ever before. Something that people aren't talking about is there's been a record high level of stillborns this year. Events similar to those written in the book 1984 by George Orwell are happening right now, and nobody's talking about it. Censorship is at an all-time high. My husband's getting deployed to Australia, and I can't go with him because suddenly it's been declared a war zone? When did that happen? I have borderline personality disorder, and if you know what that is, or if you have it, then you know how bad it can get. But something told me to stop taking my medication, so I did. And this is the most normal I've felt in months. Mental institution admissions are at an all-time high.
All right, girl. You go ahead.
This betting stuff is getting out of hand. Look at this.
Not only are they gambling, but this shit rigged. They can see the future. Look at this. I'm gonna need y'all help. I get a DM from my boy. He in Texas, so he an hour behind me, right? So he sends me this after they freeze all the goddamn bets on every sports book because they're saying that there is a reporting error at the NBA headquarters, right? Where they get the NBA data from, it's a reporting error. So they freeze all the bets, right? But my boy says that they published the end of the game on the ESPN app
They did.
15 minutes before the game ended. And they published the correct score. So if you look on his, he's an hour behind me. So at 10:03,
10:03.
they're saying that the game has ended. 10:03, they showed that the game started back up and there's 1 minute left. 10:03 again, it's still 1 minute left or whatever. 10:08, they got the exact score as the 10:03 score.
Yep. And if you don't believe that was going on a couple days ago, look at this. NBA is requesting phones and records from multiple teams because of a sports betting issue. And they ended up hiring a new investigation team. Hold on, a private investigation team to investigate all NBA players, staff, and anybody that has anything to do with the NBA due to this massive betting issue. So, if you're a regular, man, keep your money in your pocket, man. Keep your money in your pocket. 'Cause what happened a couple nights ago, I was watching that score. I forgot what I was doing, but I'm looking at it, and about 5 minutes later, everything froze, and I'm looking. So I go on one of my Facebook chats, and they saying like, yeah, everything frozen. I'm like, yeah, something ain't right about that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Life for more.
Okay, I'm going to chime in on that one. Excuse me. What I think is happening is that think about the 1980s and 1990s, early 2000s, okay? Things started unraveling, in my opinion, after the early 2000s. Let's say 2010s and especially 2020. I see everything just falling apart. And to me, that's marvelous. However, where it once was a really, really tight system, and I think what we used to call the information superhighway, which we now call the internet, has a lot to do with it, because we can get this information instantaneously, and it's hard for people to catch their mistakes. So, just like that score, they posted it too early, right? And then they created a glitch so they wouldn't have to pay out their money. That kind of thing. So, also, if somebody made a mistake like that, what I'm talking about is like in the 1980s, we didn't see that kind of stuff. 90s, we didn't see that stuff. Early 2000s, really didn't see it. Not much. I would catch some things. I'm just one of those type of people. I catch those things. I catch those glitches and mistakes. The generation that's running that now, who's running the sports betting, who's running the Billionaires Club, whatever, they're not going to be as stern as their successors. I guess that's what you want to say. They're not going to care as much. They're not going to be, they're going to make mistakes like this. So I'd say look out for them.
Authorities are looking for a man who's been spotted sneaking into women's restrooms across the downtown area. Witnesses describe him as mid-40s, about 6 feet tall, wearing glasses, a trimmed beard, and a receding hairline. Police released this composite sketch earlier today.
That is messed up.
Mormonism, even the black Israelites, they all just hiding under the guise of a cult-like religion. The truth, it's all just a CIA psyop overseen by the FDA. They not just brainwashing and kidnapping us. They cloning us. They
Mm,
killing us.
mm,
They're turning our flesh into food and giving it to the population under the disguise of faith.
ew. Mm,
Who else thinks that this NBA news and this with the gambling and the Gambino family and the Gervano family. Who else thinks that this is just a play that the FBI is running to make us look this way when we really should be looking that way? Because this shit came out at the perfect time. I find it very weird that you can put so much effort to go get gambling basketball players than the Epstein files. We don't give a fuck about Terry Rozier. We want
Right?
the Epstein files.
Right?
Y'all never found it weird that they have all the evidence against Diddy. They had all the evidence ready to go get Gilbert Arenas. They have all the evidence against Chauncey Billups. All of these fucking basketball players, but you don't have no evidence for the Epstein files. That's not a coincidence. And that's all I'm saying. How is it that y'all can go get Diddy, show us his entire life, all the evidence, everything he's ever did, he said, the people that he worked with, but you can't do that for the Epstein files? It's not a coincidence. So I don't know what game the government is playing with us, but y'all need to stop because you can't pull a cover over our head for this long without us starting to realize that, listen, you guys are still running a play on us. I don't know who or what you guys are trying to hide or who you trying to protect, but we know that something is up. Y'all have all the evidence against these NBA players and coaches, but who's on that client list? Where are the files at?
Well, now we got that list, or we have the emails coming out. However, I want you guys to think about this because now that they are feeding what people want, people have been asking for the Epstein files. Now we have all these little nasty emails coming out, and I these these people are gross. Anyhow, you have the Epstein files coming out, and the only thing I can think is what are they trying to distract us from? And if you saw in the video, you had a finger pointing this way and a finger pointing this way, right? So they want you looking here, but they're doing something over here. I remember, I think it was in 2020, 2021, something like that, right around the COVID time, and it was also Trump's first presidential administration, whatever. However, I remember him giving Israel $70 million. It wasn't on the headline news. It was on one of those little scroll bars that go across on like MSNBC or CNN, Fox, whatever. It was $70 million given to Israel. Trump gives $70 million to Israel. And it was just one of those 4 word things. It didn't explain why or anything like that. Now, if my memory kind of serves me correctly, what was going on during that time, we had COVID, we had George Floyd, and we had Black Lives Matter. Those were the top 3 things happening during the time that Israel got $70 million. Now, did y'all know that? Did y'all know that Israel got $70 million? So if everybody's looking over here at Black Lives Matter and looking at the bricks going through windows, looking at people looting, he's able to move over here and nobody can see what they're doing because everybody's looking over here. So, things to watch out for when you wake up from the Matrix.
When I was studying the pineal gland, I learned what calcifies it, what decalcifies it, and that it is your connection to God, or in some religions or some cultures, they believe that it is your spiritual connection to God or whatever spiritual universe you're trying to connect to. But I just learned something new about the pineal gland. Did you know that it is magnetic? This is just a paper clip, and I'm just using the side that sticks out more. I'm just putting it right on my pineal gland, and it stays. But if you put it over here, it does not stay. And what I have learned is that how strong your pineal gland is, it might still pick it up over here. Or over here. So it's not completely in the middle because it's so strong.
Have y'all tried that? I can't even find a paperclip.
Y'all, they be telling us the truth in plain sight in these movies and TV shows, and we about to break it down, y'all. First and foremost, before we get in this video, y'all, my name is Kendall. Drop your name inside the comments. Me and you are now real-time friends. Without further ado, let's get into this video, y'all. So back in 2024, y'all, this movie called It's What's Inside dropped. For those of you that need to look, this is what the name of the movie is. It's called It's What's Inside, y'all. I highly recommend y'all go check this movie out. So basically, this movie is about a bunch of friends that got together. Be mindful now, some of these friends are celebrities, doctors, lawyers. They high-powered people, right? But inside this movie, right, they had a distant friend who came to the party. They didn't know that he was coming, but he came to the party, right? And he brought this machine, and the point of this game was basically called like charades, like body charades. And everybody had to have a number or a letter, what it was. So basically everybody hooked themselves up, they pressed this button, and everybody switched bodies. That was the game. They switched bodies. And the whole point of the game was to guess who was who and whose body. That was the first round of the game. Then we got to the second round of the game and they did it again. But this time, the dude that was over it didn't switch the bodies the right way, and they lingered in it a little bit more until the point people started getting murdered. Basically, the whole point of me talking about this movie is because, y'all, like, I feel like this is what they're doing with these celebrities. They're going and they're playing these games, things like that, and they're body switching with these celebrities, and they're like taking over their bodies. Because there was one scene in this movie where one of the girls was like, she had everything. She was a celebrity, she had the likes, the whole thing. And one of the girls wanted that real bad. So when they switched bodies for that second round and she had her body, she did not let up off it. She didn't want to switch because she liked the fact that now that she had that attention, and she ran with it. I'm just saying, what if that movie was really telling us the truth? Because where else would you get an idea like that from to put in a movie? Like, that movie was too spot on, and then it make you think, like, how many other people would play a game like that?
Right,
And
that's the
once
question.
they realize that they're inside this body, they can look this way, they got their social media platform, their money, they got everything. Why would you give them their body back? I'm just saying, you got that movie, you got The Substance, y'all, like, y'all go down my playlist called Television because I be on it. But without further ado, y'all, until the next video, bye!
Yeah, that's something to think about. As a writer, I've written some screenplays, and I wrote them all myself. I didn't have anybody to write for me or anything like that. What I noticed from watching TV shows, and I'll give you a good example, Mad Men. I think it was season 5 when there was a writer's strike or something like that, and you can tell because it was horrible. The storyline was terrible. But anyhow, whoever they hired must have been hungry, and they probably told them what to write and then just put some fluff around it. But what I'm saying is, when they write these things and they're trying to not get their karma back on them, or they're putting in some sigil magic or hidden magic or something like that, the voodoo, hoodoo, mama juju that they do. So they can go to that writer who's starving and hungry and say, hey, I need you to write these words verbatim, and then I need you to do this and this and this. And what they're going to do, they're going to do exactly what they are told because they are hungry. And I'm talking about the uninitiated. They're going to do what they're told. And they're not going to know that they're writing a spell. They're not going to know that they're doing magic on the screen or making these characters say these magic words to put people under a spell so they can just tell what they're doing. I'm just saying, that kind of stuff is out there. That's the kind of stuff you need to be looking for. I know I'm talking a lot, but this is how these videos are going to go. Okay, so let's keep going.
They were never the rulers, just the trusted enforcers. The system didn't build itself. It used white hands to do the dirty work. Miseducation. They taught their children the lies first. then handed those lies to the world. Racism, they didn't create it, but they became the face of it, while the true designers stayed hidden in power. Police brutality, the badge was never about protection. It was an evolved slave patrol, weaponized in white skin, against black freedom. And what did they get in return? A false sense of superiority, a little more comfort, a little less fear. But make no mistake, they were used too. The real elite sits above both black and white, laughing, watching the pawns destroy each other.
Both sides.
Was always the plan. If you want to fix the system, you have to admit what it was built for. You're watching the Truth Drop series by Mystery Vault. Like, follow and share for part 2.
Facts. Facts. Now, black people, white people. It just told you how they did it. They did it to both races. They did it to both races. They lied to white people and they lied to black people. So that should let you know neither one race is over or above the other. They just created a fight between you. Okay? Now that you know that truth, do something good with it. Let's keep going. Yes. 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 Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Yes. Seen that. It's a hard watch though. And that cabin in the woods, I heard, is a real thing. So, viewer discretion is advised.
All right, so check this out. Late last night / early this morning, Donald Trump thought it was a good idea to go on a social media posting spree. Nonstop garbage coming from his social media account. He was conducting major foreign policy. He was insulting countries and their leaders. It was just a total disaster, and it all happened while we were all asleep last night. So I want to show you some of these posts that Donald Trump was letting fly early this morning. Before I do so, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. I appreciate all of the amazing new people joining us. Make sure to drop a like on the video as well, comment some American flags, some hearts as well. And let's dive in with one of the first posts I want to show you. At 12:29 a.m. this morning, Donald Trump posted, quote, "Wow, Canada has just announced that it is backing statehood for Palestine. That will make it very hard for us to make a trade deal with them. Oh, Canada." And this follows countries like Great Britain and France announcing their intentions to do something similar. Now, I guess Donald Trump is upset with Canada recognizing.
All right, what's the deal with all these videos popping up claiming that
I hate when they
allegedly
cut
in
off.
parts of Georgia
Sorry.
and South Carolina, people had their TV broadcasts interrupted for about 3 minutes. This happened just in the last couple of days. And during that time, a message supposedly from the Anunnaki aired, acknowledging the current chaos among humans, warning of severe weather events coming, and then saying that they were going to help. And then, right after that, people in these same areas reported seeing fireballs streaking across the sky, like multiple reports. So, yes, this sounds completely crazy, and I am skeptical, but I'm also open-minded enough to ask. There actually was a TV broadcast interruption in southern England in 1977 where a group claimed to be Ashtar Galactic Command, and they talked about human awakening. So I'm being open-minded. Was it something like that? Has anyone seen this alleged Anunnaki broadcast firsthand? Do you have video of it or know someone who does? Drop any links, videos, or stories in the comments. I'm actually very curious.
Yeah, me too.
Don't be out here dating. Don't be out here looking for love. Don't be out here trying to be in a relationship when you are in the process or in the season of getting your shit together. The way this life shit is set up, when you're so close to something or when you're damn near right there by to the point where you can reach your hand out and grab it, I'm telling you, some of the craziest distractions pop up out of the fucking blue. And you won't even realize that it's a distraction until you've already intertwined with it and the shit knocked you 10 steps back, bro. Don't be involved in none of this shit. Just stay focused on what the fuck you got going on and keep getting your shit together. Once you in a position to ball out and take care of the shit you want to take care of, you will be able to indulge in all of that shit if it's meant for you at the right proper time in the right season. But right now, I'm telling you, everything that's coming towards you is a fucking distraction to stop you from where you trying to go. Don't even indulge in it. Don't text. Don't slide. Don't pull up. Just focus on your purpose and focus on your mission. All that shit you could do later.
My sister-in-law's Blink camera captured this at 5:57 p.m. today in Marlin, Texas. Well, it was dark. Does anybody know what that is?
So let me catch y'all up on what's happening in America right now. Because everything you see online, we know it's only half the truth. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. One, here we go. Inflation and the cost of living. People are working harder than ever and still falling behind. And that's not by accident. It's how the system keeps you chasing survival instead of your purpose. Two, political corruption. Billionaires are writing policies and politicians are just signing the paperwork. When money becomes louder than morality, democracy becomes theater. We might as well be watching a play.
Facts.
National debt crisis. America is living on borrowed time and borrowed money. They call it the economy, but it's really just a giant credit card with your children's name on it. Democracy is under pressure. Voting rights, law enforcement, and the justice system are all being tested right now. It's not about left or right no more. It's about whether truth can still exist inside this system that they built. Misinformation war. Facts don't matter no more. Narratives do. They learned if you can confuse people long enough, they'll stop caring about what's real. They'll just accept what you're telling them.
Yes.
Immigration and the border. This ain't just a political issue. It's a human being issue. While the media keep arguing over walls, real families are being torn apart at the border for profit. Climate and environment. The planet is sending signals. Fires, floods, imbalance, and we keep ignoring them. Earth ain't angry, she just responding. Healthcare crisis. Millions can't afford to stay alive in this country right now. They call itself the greatest on earth. That's not healthcare. Technology and AI. They say AI is here to make life easier, but easier for who?
Right.
If you don't learn how to master it, it will quietly start mastering you. That's what I believe.
Correct.
Now, this spiritual war. Everything happening in politics, money, and media is just a reflection of a deeper war. Light versus the darkness.
Amen.
Awareness versus control. And the only ones with discernment will make it through what's about to come next.
Amen.
Y'all keep paying attention. America ain't falling apart. It's being revealed.
Yes.
That's what it always was. Every illusion they used to keep people comfortable is cracking open.
Right.
The question won't be what side were you on. It'll be what frequency were you on.
Damn! Steve! What I say about hitting so hard, man? I'm sorry, are you alright? I'm sorry. I'm gonna show you sorry, man. I'm gonna show you sorry.
What are you gonna do with all this money?
I'm going to reinvest my money into the community.
Oh, that's a very nice gesture. What were you
Everybody got their dunks and their Jordans or whatever it is they wearing. But see, I like to cut the middleman. Fuck shoe closet. I got my own sweatshop, nigga. Goddamn.
You wrong.
I got
You are so wrong.
16 hours straight. How long? People say, we ain't old, ain't tall. Okay? I'm saying. Them ladies ain't even got no shoes on, Jack.
I love Charlie
I
Murphy.
can never go out like that.
Buck Nasty, have some respect. One of these men could be your great-granddaddy.
Thank you for watching this with me. And I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.